is giving an icebreaker. Bernard and I have had the opportunity to strike up a relationship, and it just so happens that one of his, get this, one of his very favorite novels is The Jungle, which is a book not too many people have read. That's also my favorite novel. Also, one of the favorite movies that he enjoyed had a similar theme. It was about history in America, the struggle of the early unions. Matewan, is that how you pronounce that, Bernard? But it's a fabulous book, and this man is certainly well read and very much a brilliant intellectual. And as our theme is friendship, one of my very, very best friends in the world will share his objectives with us. Would you do that, Paul? Help me welcome Paul.
Certainly will. Thank you. As you know, Bernard's giving his icebreaker, which is the first speech in the Competent Communicator manual. And his objectives for this speech number 1 is to just begin to speak before an audience and discover speaking skills that he already has and the skills that need some attention. Bernard has some of his own personal objectives. He would like me to also look for his grammar, his body language, and whether or not he can engage with the audience. So I will also be putting in those personal objectives of Bernard's. His time today is 4 to 6 minutes. Is that correct? Yes.
Yes.
All right.
That's just great, Polly. Thank you so much. Help me welcome Bernard.
Podium here.
Oh, you said 4 to 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Toastmaster, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and fellow Toastmasters. Failure to act is often the biggest failure of all. That's a quote by John Wooden. This is a quote that I see every day when I walk into the office every day. Prior to this, thinking about what I was going to say for my icebreaker speech, I had everything written down. I even emailed John a copy. It didn't occur to me until yesterday that Polly said something about finding the best person who knows me from the inside out. Yours truly. I'm going to leave the rest of this page blank with the exception of a few key points I want to make that describe who I am, what I do, and where I want to be in the next 30 years. My real age is that I am 20 years old with 10 years of experience. I am the son of Linda and the late Nash Lorenzo, and a brother to April. I know my uncles, aunts, cousins will not admit that I am their favorite relative, and not one of the black sheep relatives, no pun intended. My theory for why my parents and family left the Philippines was because of a lot of failed policies and economics. But not just one leader, but many. Many blame Ferdinand Marcos or Imelda's shopping sprees. Although my auntie Eden can attest differently, some blame Cory Aquino and her bright, blinding yellow dresses. Or maybe her offspring son, president of a son. I blame more than 200 years of colonialism from Spain, China, Japan, and even the United States. They wanted to be in a place where freedom and opportunity existed. It took me a good 18 years to figure this out. That, in light of all of this, I can't blame Ronald Reagan for being born. He didn't provide the sperm milkshake. When I came into the existence, Nintendo was a huge, huge trend for a lot of us kids. I even myself played it constantly. We were last of the 80s and 90s generation to play outside. Fast forward to the man you see today. I furthered my education at the University of Washington. I was one of the first people to get Facebook before it went viral. Just as Bruce Lee did before me, although he did not graduate just like me, I made some changes. I attended Job Corps. I made a lot of friends, built a network of people around me that continues to this day. Mentored a lot of people, and even got mentored by people. I've been blessed to work for such a great company, Comcast. I have been surrounded by great people who, even though some of them got to take their place on stage, asked them how they did it. I learned from them how to achieve your goals. It made sense why, as a little kid, as an exercise, you played with a fire truck and wore a fire hat. Or for the ladies, why playing house was so important. It makes sense why I stand here today, on this stage today, for my mom, my dad, my sister, for every white, black, Hispanic, Asian, straight, gay, lesbian, and transgendered individual, because we have all earned our place in society. We just need to prove it. I hope in the next 30 years is that I can be the light of my life, but the burning fire for someone else's. I hope I have, because choosing not to is the biggest failure of all. Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Bernard.